get to NFL Week 11. We above 500 last week. We went 3-3. Week before that 4-2, and week before that 4-2. So we doing good with the locks. You could do the parlay that I'm gonna do, but separate the game so that way you can win. Or if we go 3-3 again, you can break even. I don't want you to lose no money. And by the way, we do NBA picks every day. I'm sure y'all see the timeline. We run through the NBA every day. Today we went 4-2 on the NBA picks too. Yeah, kid, that feeling. All right, Sunday Fun Day, Week 11. First game up, we got Green Bay out on the road at Chicago, giving 5.5. Green Bay coming off the bye. Short, sweet, and simple. Chicago was trash. Chicago was trash. They scapegoated the offensive coordinator, etc. I see Green Bay winning. I see Green Bay wiping the floor with them. I like Green Bay a lot. Next game, Detroit at home. Jacksonville on the road getting 13.5. Another short, sweet, and simple game. I probably won't bet on this game. It is a lot of points in the NFL, but I see Detroit beating the shit out of Jacksonville. Jacksonville is trash. You know what I mean? Two trash teams, so we taking the favorite. Next game, we got Las Vegas Raiders out at Miami. Miami giving 7.5, and they just coming off that win Monday Night Football, or was it Sunday Night Football? Beating the Rams. They had to win. Their season was on the line, and their season is still on the line if they're trying to make the playoffs at 3-6. They really can't afford to lose no more games. But giving 7.5, negative. I think Miami will win. Don't think they're going to beat the Raiders by 7.5. I see maybe 4, 5, 6, maybe even a touchdown. But if you could get it with 7.5, take the Raiders. Raiders, they play tough, even though they are a trash team as well. Next game, speaking of the Rams. Rams at New England. Rams giving 4.5. New England surprise win, or what was it, last week or the week before? Surprise win. We had Chicago was a lock last week. Why did we do that? New England went in there and beat them outright. I see New England coming home and losing to the Rams. I see the Rams winning by a touchdown. I'm definitely taking the Rams to cover the spread. I like the Rams. Next game, Cleveland at New Orleans. New Orleans -1. This is an interesting game because Jameis Winston coming back for a little minute. He was on the Saints. They ain't really use him, or they got rid of him too soon, if you ask me. Now he coming back. Saints -1. I can see it, but I'm gonna take Cleveland coming off the bye. I'm gonna take Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns coming off the bye. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. We like Cleveland. Next game is definitely one of the games of the week right here. This is Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Ooh, Pittsburgh at home, getting 3. Mike Tomlin got a good record, a winning record against Baltimore. Baltimore 7-3, Pittsburgh 7-2. Came off the bye, and then they beat Washington. We had Pittsburgh as a lock last week, and we cashed. I want to take Baltimore, but they got to play Baltimore again in Baltimore. Pittsburgh still just coming off the bye. Like I said, even though they played last week, still fresh. That bye does good at the end of the season. Baltimore ain't get their bye yet, but they will have had their bye. Let me just make sure real quick. Next time they play Pittsburgh. So they get the bye week 14. They play my New York Giants, and then they play Pittsburgh. I think that's when they beat Pittsburgh. Will I be surprised if Baltimore wins on Sunday? No. But I'm going to take the 3 points with Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. Next game, Minnesota Vikings at Tennessee. Tennessee getting 6. Tennessee is trash. They are coming off a bye as well. But, no, they're not coming off a bye. They're coming off losing to the Chargers. I like the Vikings. I think the Vikings win. I think they cover. I'm not going to complicate it. Next game up, we got Indianapolis out on the road at the New York Jets. Ooh, Jets, man. Y'all niggas was riding high. It's like seems so long ago when Aaron Rodgers ran out there with the flag that Monday night or Sunday night, broke his Achilles, came back this year thinking it was going to be good, and it wasn't. I like the Colts. I like the Colts with the 4. Will I be surprised if the Jets pull it out on some squeaky shit? No, I won't be. but I'm going with Indianapolis. I like the 4. Anthony Richards coming back, mobile quarterback. Jonathan Taylor. I think they got a good, just as good as just a good enough defense, just like the Jets. And they got more hope. They 4-6. I think they could. I think they could get to 5-6. Next game, Atlanta at Denver. Denver -2. Atlanta lost last week. Who they lost to? Atlanta lost to the Saints. I was surprised by that. I ain't gonna lie. I think Atlanta bounced back. I like Atlanta to win. I like them to win outright. Obviously, they're the underdog. Plus 115. I think Atlanta comes in, and I think they got enough offense for Denver's defense. Next game, Seattle at San Fran. San Fran giving 6.5. Seattle coming off of the bye. I preference that because especially at the end of the season, when you played 11 games, 10 games, 9 games, and it's 17 games in the season now, not 16. The body it's a contact sport. You banging, you grinding, you dealing with injuries. To get that week off and then another week till you play, you know what I mean? It's almost like 2 weeks. You need that. I think they'll be refreshed. I think the 49ers will win, but I don't think they cover the 6.5. I think it's going to be a tight game. Next game, another game of the week. I'm surprised this wasn't Sunday Night Football, but nonetheless, it's a good game. Kansas City 9-0. They still undefeated. Buffalo 8-2, giving 2.5. Not a full 3 points. You can already hear the newscasters. That's why I said sports is scripted and rigged, especially football. That's my belief. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Patrick Mahomes as the underdog, always kind of like his record is phenomenal. One, they're a good team, so they never really like underdogs, but in the games that they are, they win outright. I like Buffalo, and this is why I like Buffalo. One, if they win Kansas City, then the number 1 seed is wrapped up. It's only week 11. We still got 6 more weeks with no drama. Only drama will be who's number 2 when it don't matter because everybody got to play the first week except the number 1 seed, right? So I think they lose for that reason, so it could have some drama left in the football season in the AFC. And then 2, we had Kansas City last year all the way to the Super Bowl, and we clean. Make no mistake about it. We knew they was going to win, and we knew they was going to win every single game on the road last year because that was the knock on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They so good, they never had to go on the road in the playoffs till last year. Where's one of the places they had to go? Oh, they had to go to Buffalo. In order for Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl, you got to beat Buffalo. If they lose now, they still can make the playoff. They're still going to make the playoff. So they're not going to be knocked out is what I'm saying. Last year in the playoff, if they would have lost, you would have went home. NFL don't want the cash cow to go home. They don't want that. They can lose, then they both be, well, Kansas City will still be 9-1. Buffalo will be 9-2. But it's still some drama left. And then who Kansas City play? Bum teams. Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, maybe, Browns, Texans, Steelers. Steelers is in the mix for, could be the number 1 seed, and that's week 17. So it leaves more drama if you get what I'm saying. If they win, then nobody gonna catch them. If they lose, it's a possibility. Excuse me. That's why I like Buffalo. Sunday Night Football, Cincinnati Bengals at the Chargers. Chargers giving 1.5. Bengals, your life's on the line. Dun, 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 dun. Like, you got to win. And Burrow, he been playing good. Obviously, Chase and Jamar Chase and Higgins, they got a good offense. The defense leaves stuff to be desired. Chargers looking good, too. Jim Harbaugh, he got them boys. He got them looking good. I mean, they 6-3 for what it's worth. They got a chance to make the playoffs. I think the spread is telling us everything we need to know. It's only 1.5, not even 2, not even 2.5, not even a field goal. I think Cincinnati come in and win, and I think they get the upset. Monday Night Football, then we get to the locks. Houston at Dallas. Dallas at home, they trash. They've been trash. It's looking bad for Dallas, for all you Cowboy fans. Dallas getting 7 though. Houston is a good team. They just lost to Detroit. Even though Detroit, they covered the spread with the 3.5. I see Houston winning. I see Dallas covering the spread. Now let's get to the locks. It's a little late.
Great fire. Rich famous.
When the winner chicken, then the money long clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back line in the air, throwing signals.
Winner, chicken dinner. Let's get to the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks that get you and me the winner, chicken dinners. I'm going with Green Bay. Going with Cleveland. Going with Minnesota. Going with Indianapolis. Going with Buffalo. Going with Cincinnati Bengals. $100 on that. 48-41. If you do the parlay I just gave, cool. But if you got a couple more dollars, separate the games so that way if we go 4-2, we can win. 5-1, we can win. 6-0, obviously that's a chicken dinner. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all know who y'all was tuned into. Y'all was tuned into the kid, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.